The old water tank on my water filter sprung a leak. It had a metal tank on it and it rusted out on the bottom and ended up leaking all over the place and causing a bunch of damage under my kitchen sink. So luckily I got this new water filter sent to me to make a video about. The nice thing about this water filter here is that it has this nice plastic tank here. And so you can see here it's got a rim here on the bottom, so it's not going to be sitting down in the water if there's any type of water or leak down there. Where the old metal one that I had was sitting in the water and then it rusted out on the bottom, so you don't have to worry about this one rusting out like that. There's the tank right there, and there's the filter. I got it set up here because this is the area that opens up here, and so if you need to change the filters, it'll be easy to access them there. There is a little bit of pressure in here when you turn this on, so you have to kind of turn it on slow there, otherwise you'll get a lot of water pressure coming out. And then there is a little bit of air that comes in there. You can see a little bit of air in your water there, but it's not too bad. It does settle after a little bit. So yeah, this thing's pretty nice. It's nice to have filtered water. Here's the filter housing here. You can see the filters in here. Comes with two big filters. The PCC filter right here, this one will last 12 months. And the RO filter here will last 24 months. Another nice thing about these filters here is they're a fraction of the price of my old filters on our old water system. So we're going to save some money when we replace our filters. So that's pretty nice. It has a nice cover that goes on here. So that way it's all enclosed there. And then there's the connections on the back to connect the hoses to. Comes with a bag here with all the hoses and all the fittings there for the hardware. Comes with a nice sink head right there, stainless steel. This looks really nice with a nice handle on it. And then it comes with a little decorative fitting there to go over the hole in your counter. This one does require a hole in your counter. We already had an old water system in there, so we already had the hole in the counter, so we didn't have to worry about that. And then it comes with the instructions right here on how to put it all together. All right, let's go ahead and set this thing up. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a new shutoff valve on there. The old one was broken, and when I disconnected everything, it started leaking water all over the place and caused a big flood. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the new one on here. It looks like they had some Teflon tape on there and some pipe dope and stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and put some of that on here, and then we'll reconnect it to the hoses there. This piece is on the old one here. It looks all kind of corroded there, so I'll probably just take this piece off and use the one that came with it, and then just hook right into here. After looking at it some more, I wasn't able to use any of these pieces that came with it. I had to reuse this one right here, because the way the hose looks here, we have this end right here that it needs to go into, and then this other end right here. This is the cold water here. And then this is the water from the sink there that it goes to, so it has to connect to both of these. So I have two females here, and I had to use the male ends there to connect these two together. To tighten all this up, you might need to have some adjustable wrenches here. I tried a couple of different wrenches here. I got a 15/16, and that was a little too big. It'll work, but it's a little bit too big. And then I tried the 13/16, and it was too small. But with the adjustable wrench, you can get a nice good fit on there with the adjustable wrench, so it'll be easy to tighten it up that way. So you're definitely going to need to have some good wrenches to tighten all this up. Alright, so I got this cinched up really good with the wrenches that I had there. I did end up using this one here, the 15/16, but like I said, that one was a little bit of a loose fit on there. It didn't quite fit as good as the adjustable wrench. So if you have a couple of good size adjustable wrenches there, that'll make it go a lot easier. So I got this all set up here with the Teflon tape on both sides, and now I can connect this to my water lines. Alright, so I got my piece here all taped up and everything, and I could put the small end up here and then the big end to the hose down there. If I can tighten that up there so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so we got these finger tight. I'll get some wrenches out to finish tightening them. This one we can use adjustable wrench. We'll see what size this little one is here. Alright, I just grabbed a pair of pliers to hold this thing with while I tighten it, and then I got my adjustable wrench here. Make sure you get positioned right to turn it the right way. We want to crank it a little bit there to tighten it. Alright, that feels pretty snug. And now we can do the same thing up here. I can just adjust this down here to fit this one. So yeah, having some adjustable wrenches will make this a little bit easier. Alright, I feel like that's pretty good. Everything is pretty tight there. And then we got access to the hose there, so we can connect that to the water filter. I think I can reuse the old fitting on here. This was for the drain. I think that one will be okay to reuse. We'll try that. If I have problems with it, I can take that one off and put on the new one. But that one looks okay, and it just goes into the drain, so I think that'll be alright. Okay, now I'm going to put the new faucet on. It comes with a little cover here with a gasket that goes in it, and then another gasket that goes under it there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the counter, and then I'll screw this underneath to hold it tight. I ended up putting the faucet in first because it's hard for me to crawl in here to get up underneath the sink here. Kind of hard for me to get up in here, so I did all this first, and then that way I could do all this without the filter in the way or the water tank. Because in order to do all this, I had to get down here and lie on the ground here to crawl underneath into the kitchen cabinet. So this part was a little bit challenging. I figured it'd be easier to do without the water tank or the water filter in the way. So yeah, this is the hardest part for me, is just crawling in here under the kitchen cabinet to hook everything up. Okay, I got all these hooked up here. I got the white already hooked up and the red already hooked up. I hooked up the blue, and then I cut the blue and put the splitter in here to go to the water tank, and then to go up to the faucet there. And then I got the white going back here. That's connecting to the water line that comes in right there. There's the white connected to that there. I just need to put these clips in here. Go around and put all the clips in here to hold these water lines in place. Then that way everything's all nice and snug there. With that pressure on there, that keeps the water lines from coming out. Alright, so we got all that done there. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn the water on and see what happens. Okay, I've checked for leaks. I don't see anything. I got the water tank turned on here. I can hear the filter. If I put my ear up to it, I can hear it working. I don't know if you can hear that. It says it takes about 40 minutes for this to fill up. So we'll just go ahead and set a timer, and then I'll check to see if I can hear the water filter anymore. And then if I can't, I'll know the tank is full. And then I can flush this tank. It says to run all the water out of this tank and not to use the first tank of water. Okay, it's been 40 minutes and I can't hear this anymore, so I think it shut off. So now I'm going to turn the water on here. Alright, I'm going to turn this on here. I got it on high. It said it takes about 5 minutes to drain out. Once it starts draining slow, then that means the tank has been emptied. I'll double check around here for leaks. Don't see anything leaking anywhere, so that's good. So I could probably rearrange all this stuff in here. I'm going to do some more repairs in here. I'm going to buy a mat to put down in here, and then I'm going to repair some of this wood. So in the meantime, I'll just push everything aside so that I can get the water all set up and have the nice water filter in here. Okay, I got everything pushed back out of the way. I have it facing this way here because that's how you open it up to change the filters. So when I need to change the filters, it'll be easy to get to everything there. And then I got the water tank pushed underneath the pipes there. The only issue is if I put the board back in here, this board was all damaged and rotten, so I pulled it out. If I put the board back in there, the tank won't fit under the pipes here, so I'd have to push it out further. So if I decide to leave that board out, there will be a little more room in here for the water tank and for the tower and everything. Okay, it looks like it stopped now, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the water back on. Alright, now I'm just going to turn the water back on here. So I got the water on, and I can hear the filter going. And it should take about 40 minutes to get this tank filled up and get back to pressure. There is a little bit of pressure in here when you turn this on, so you have to kind of turn it on slow there, otherwise you'll get a lot of water pressure coming out. And then there is a little bit of air that comes in there. You can see a little bit of air in your water there, but it's not too bad. It does settle after a little bit. We also put the water in our ice maker there, so we got nice filtered ice. So yeah, this thing's pretty nice. It's nice to have filtered water.